Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You guys are awesome for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to my channel here. You guys are pretty awesome in my book, if you ask me. I know I didn't stream a lot last week. I've been busy and just kind of overwhelmed actually with all the stuff going on. So, yeah, I'm getting better. I'm trying to get better. It's hard. So hard. All right, let's see here. In this video, we are going to talk about our dedicated mining rig for Raven. At this point, it used to be ETC, but you know, it became kind of redundant and just kind of over and over and over. And I want to switch it up a little bit. I did a poll on YouTube. Everybody's like overwhelmingly said you should be mining Raven with this rig, the P10690 rig. I was like, all right, cool. So we switched it over to that last week. That was one of the last things that we did. One of my last streams actually, since last week. Yeah, it's been a minute, and I've been active on like other streams and stuff, you know, chatting and talking to folks. And let's see here. Yeah, so been busy with that, and yeah, anyway, I don't know, lost my train of thought there. All right, let's see, let me check the chat, see what you guys are talking about over here. What's up, Travis? What's up, Crypto Mikkel, Jay Bohannon, Pocket Change? What's going on? Thanks for hanging out for a few minutes. I'm gonna try to make this super fast. We're just gonna go over what's been going on with Raven this past week. So let me get back into that. As far as the rig goes, we've got, let me bring up the hardware here. This is what I bought. Like the green column here is basically what I paid for the hardware, and then today's price is basically what that hardware is going for today. You can see that's a huge disparity. There's so much. The prices are so overinflated for for hardware right now. It's insane, absolutely insane. You can look at some of these prices. I mean, the one that stands out the most to me anyway is the motherboard, the ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus that I like to use in my rigs. And that thing, I was buying them at $35, $40 at the end or at the beginning of last year, and they are, you know, $400 now. That's craziness. That is absolutely craziness. So yeah, hardware is just out of control right now, and I've got one of these boards sitting not being used, and I'm thinking maybe it's time to let it go. I don't know. I'm being tempted by these prices, because that's just one thing. Then I've got the P10690s, the actual GPUs. Those are, you know, they're $200 basically, right? And these I'm showing you sold, so this is like actually what's actually happening. So 190, 175. I mean, it's insane. These prices are insane. And so it's really tempting whenever you pay, you know, $35 for something and you can sell it for 176. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be doing this rig, because you might see me piece this thing out and actually sell some stuff. So I'm bad about that, though. I tend to hold on to hardware forever, or sell it at the worst possible moment, like I did last year. I sold some RX 580s at basically the bottom of the market, which was just really not smart. And yeah, those particular GPUs, they were the MSI Armor Mark IIs, so the 8 gig RX 580s. Freaking awesome cards, really awesome cards. And I think I was selling them for like 115 to 140, something like that. And I'm pretty sure that those are $300 or $400 now. I don't know if they still are right now, but I know that they were up there for a while. 250, 300, somewhere around there. All right, so like I said before, like I said at the top, we did switch over to, I think it was in this video right here, we switched over to Raven. And I did a little bit of prep work here because there was a lot of payouts because the pool that we're using is 2 miners, and they pay out every 10 Raven, and you can't change it. And so there was like a ton of payouts, right, for a full week. I mean, look at this right here. These are all the payouts. So once you hit 10 is whenever the payouts, you know, are enabled, and they pay out every 2 hours. So essentially, if they did it like once a day, as long as you had 10, that would be cool. That would be super easy to do. But they pay out every 2 hours at 10 Raven, and this is what you end up with. So I went ahead and, you know, pre-filled some of the information. Normally I like to do this live so that you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I also had to change a little bit here because, you know, I didn't want to have to determine how much Raven was at each level or at each payout at the time of each payout if it's once every 2 hours. I mean, it's a little less than that because, you know, you have to have 10 minimum. But I just, yeah, I just kind of consolidated it down and basically went ahead and totaled everything up. You can see right here. So this is for a week. This was for, you know, 3/9 was the first payout, which would have been the day after Monday, I think. Was this Tuesday, I guess? I don't know, my math is probably all jacked up here. Anyway, so this was the first payout, was 3/9. You can reference this in the wallet as well. I'm using the Zelcore wallet. You can look at the history here and see it started on the 9th. Right here. So you can see all the payouts in here. I already bounced them back and forth, you know, to make sure everything was legit. So all that's good. And you can also see the total value in here is 57 bucks. So if you look over here at what I totaled up, it's 58 right now, but that's probably because Raven, the value has changed a little bit since I plugged in this number. Raven they were way up earlier today, something like 40 something percent. Let's go ahead and check the market and see what you guys have broken over here. Yeah, you guys are not doing well. You guys are letting me down over here. That's all right. We're prepared for stuff like this. But if you look at Raven, it was up 48% at one time, I believe. It was hitting like 25, 26, 27 cents, somewhere around in there. So that's pretty awesome. Kind of pulled back a little bit now. I did a little bit of research. I tried to find out exactly what was going on with it. It's one of those coins that's hard to find out. There's so many whales. It's hard to find out real information on it. You know, there's people showing buy and sell walls, you know, millions, like 6 million Raven right here, you know, which is definitely playing into it. There's people doing, you know, different reviews. Like this guy here was 3 projects tokenizing assets on the blockchain, and Raven was one of the projects one of the 3 that he mentioned. And, you know, stuff like that. I could not find anything really concrete as to why, you know, it was going up. There's not like on the development side. I don't think that there's anything, any news on the development side. I'm not saying that they're not developing. They are. I know the RAVENCOIN Foundation is working on a lot of stuff. I think that there's some good things going on in the background, but I don't think that they're in the public just yet. So I don't think that is what is, you know, should be taken as a factor in the increase. I think that this is whales kind of playing around here, splashing around like they do. That's what it seems like anyway. If anybody knows anything other than that, be sure to let me know in the chat or wherever. I'm not gonna get lost in the chat over here. I am briefly looking at it really quick. No one's tagging me or anything. What's up, Hugh? What's going on, man? All right, so no one's tagging me. I'm good to keep going. Actually, there's really nothing to go over other than, you know, showing you the total. The total was 260 for the week. And one thing I gotta say, everybody always knows you gotta say this. None of this is like mining advice or financial advice in any way. I'm only mining what I think is the most profitable, or what I'm seeing as the most profitable right now. So this is not me saying that you shouldn't mine Raven. It's one of those things that gets taken out of context really quick whenever anybody on YouTube says that they bought or that they are mining or whatever, you know, whatever project. They think that means that you should, or that they're saying that you should, and I'm not doing that. because there's too many factors. There's your hardware, your cost of electricity. There's way too many factors for me to say that you should do something, and that's not really fair and appropriate anyway. So this is just me doing this for me. All right, had to get that nonsense out of the way. Let's see. So let's go and look at the real quick. Let's see what the actual most recent price is here. So it's 20. That's actually what it was whenever I plugged it in there. So it should be really accurate now. But again, you're kind of relying on the wallet to be synchronized with the same sources as, you know, CoinGecko, for example, and that's usually not the case. So we're looking at $58 roughly. If we come over to our spreadsheet, Google Sheet, we're at 58 over here too. So we're looking, I mean, it's perfect. It's exactly what it should be. And then if you're looking at this little value right here, that is the return on investment, that percentage that is accomplished with that value right there in USD. And then the amount that we have left over is 716 to break even on this rig. Because that was the whole thing. We were going to mine ETC until our hardware was paid off, right? That's what we were trying to do. And the ETC is still fine. It's still profitable. But I think that RAVENCOIN is probably going to do us a little bit better over the coming weeks. So I figured, you know, with the poll and everything, everybody wanted to switch to it. And there were a lot of questions as to why I wasn't mining Raven with this rig. So as I looked into it, I was like, yeah, maybe that's what we should do. All right, so that's where we're at with that. So we owe about 716, and that's before power. You know, power is about $80 a month, roughly, based on 1,100 watts, about $2.71 a day, because I pay 10.3 kilowatt per kilowatt hour. And if you look over here, I had to separate this out because this top part was ETC, and the bottom part I had to add for Raven. So you can see the total here, total current value, what we earned, and then the amount, the percentage of the total return on investment, the total break-even point for this rig is 4.91% in just 1 week, which is actually pretty good. So it does seem like this was more profitable to move to RAVENCOIN, you know, with this rig, because if you go over to what to mine, and I plug in, basically I plugged in what we were getting here, CawPow 57.36. If you look at the rig over here, and just kind of ignore this little invalid share thing here, this rig has a bad fan that I have not replaced yet. So there's one GPU in there acting kind of funky, and that's where we're getting all these invalid shares from. That one GPU. I know I need to, this has been 28 days though, so that's actually not that bad. So it's because it's been up for 28 days. I'm not worried about the ratio too much, because it's been up for a month solid, and I don't want to. Maybe I'll do a video on it or something about the fan and how it's affecting the shares and all that stuff. But it definitely needs to be fixed. You can see right here. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know why it's got 7. Some of this could be just you know, needing a reboot kind of thing, but this one right here for sure is the one that has a bad fan. You can see the temperature and stuff too. So anyway, just a little side note there. That's not the rig that we're talking about. We're talking about this rig right here. So this is where we're at with this one. And I don't know where I was going with that. I think I was just showing you the rig, right? Yeah, I'm having trouble tonight with my train of thought here. I was here. I was showing you the electric and the electricity usage. Let's see here, showing up at 1,000, and I have added, like I did the computation to figure out about how much the motherboard, memory, all that stuff, plus how off HiveOS was with the actual power consumption. and I adjusted that in the settings for, if you go into the rig and then you click on settings over here and you scroll down, you can add in whatever offset the true power draw is at the wall, right? So that's what I'm looking at, about 1058, 1100 roughly for this rig at the wall. Sean Daniel, no, that's, I think it's got another 18 months, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not really too worried about that. As long as I get, as long as I break even, I'm good. But that's another thing that, like, I'm kind of looking at, maybe, you know, with the given prices, it's like, you know, because if I wait a year, it's not likely that I would get that much for these cards. So there's a really good chance I will probably break this rig apart and sell it. So we will see. I'm not 100% sure yet. I kind of want to keep going with this kind of content at least a little bit, because it gives people a good idea of what to expect if they get into mining, at least right now. The funny thing is that this is not going to last, right? We talk about this a lot as miners. This is like a unique period of time where there's this huge boom and huge profits, and then everybody hates on miners because they see what we're doing, and they just totally disregard the fact that we spent 3 years scraping by. A lot of those months we paid out of pocket for our electricity. Forget all that. Forget that 3 years. Don't worry about that. You know, miners were okay back then, and then all of a sudden now, because we've got, you know, 3 or 4 months of pretty solid profits, now it's like everybody's hating on miners again. Okay, all right, got it. Noted. Let's see here. So let me see miners stat. I'm going to go look something up here real quick for Raven. They don't have it. I thought that they had a calculator over there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that whenever I did the research on this, that it was, I had about at least a year before the DAG was too large, if I remember right. I would have to do a little bit of, yeah, thanks for posting that, Serpent. Yeah, I think I've got that up actually. Let's see here. All right, I had it up. I'll bring it up so that people can see it. Oh, this is a Reddit. I was looking at on the Magicians, ETH Magicians page. I did that one also. I had to create an account and log in and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to, I don't know if anybody else is going live after me. No, Serpent went live earlier today. I don't know if he's got anything planned for tonight or not. Post over here in the chat if you guys are doing anything so that we can point people in that direction. All right, I'm gonna try to keep my streams a little bit shorter. This was only 20 minutes. I think tomorrow I'll probably get back. I'm gonna try to get back on the RAVENCOIN project with Pocket Change and all that stuff, with the, you know, basically running a business from RAVENCOIN token, you know, the assets. I always say for some reason whenever I'm live, I always say tokens. I don't know why it's like that. It's assets. It's kind of the same thing, but anyway. So I'll probably get back to that. There's a lot of things. I've got a lot of content that I want to do, and I'm just struggling with actually getting it out there. I don't have any new hardware, so that's actually a good thing, because I would be doing all new hardware stuff if I had new hardware. So I'm kind of just having to deal with what I currently have. Not lucky enough like Serpent to get new GPUs and stuff, and Panda and other people. I know it's not luck. I know they worked at it, but I'm just saying I just haven't been able to get anything new. I just heard today, what was it? Somebody was on another stream. I think it was your stream, Serpent, where they were able to buy 3060 Ti's. Like, huh? How'd you do that? Although I have to admit, I had a chance to, and I just blew it because it was right at the beginning of the price increases. Right at the beginning, a guy got I'm not going to name any names, but this person mentioned that they received shipments of like, I think it was 100 3060 Ti's. It was basically like the way that he was ordering them, and obviously through wholesalers and business type accounts. And he offered to sell like groups of 10 for $500 each for 3060 Ti's, and they were the Zotac ones, one of the first ones that came out, I believe. And crazy. And I him and hawed about it and didn't do it. And then I think a week or two went by, and I contacted him again, and I said, are these still available at 500 or whatever? And he just typed in the chat, LOL, and that was it. That was the last I heard from him. So, it's like, all right, that's cool. I get it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I could keep talking about this stuff forever. See y'all tomorrow night. If you thought that this was entertaining or educational in any way, I know I'm a little low energy. I've been kind of off today. I had a toothache and I didn't sleep very well, so that might be a little bit of what's going on here. So anyway, I will see you guys. If you thought this was entertaining or educational, be sure to smash the like and subscribe and all that stuff if you're not already a subscriber. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.